Yes, people, then welcome back to Danny AFC TV. Well, I was thinking I'm not doing it live this evening. As you know, the last few have been a little bit, how do you put this, Jeremy called out to say the least. But guys, do be liking, do be subscribing. I am here. There's a few things we needed to address, a few things I said first, stadium plans, etc. I want to talk about a bit of the Arsenal youth today. Um, because yeah, after well, we know we got Skelly and Wari, Dalman now flirting with the first team. There's a couple of more that I want to be talking about. And our other clubs, big or small clubs, they'll be getting their chances. And we don't want another Aiden Haven or a Chido Obi Martin situation happening where a club like Man United just come in and sort of say, fuck it, we'll give you first team opportunities. The Aiden Haven and Chido Martin's situations piss me off a lot. Aiden Haven's going to be a great defender. If he wasn't so injury prone or unlucky with the injuries, whatever it is right about now, he'd be further developing in his Man United career. And I believe he'll already be in the England team. And I mean that. I think he'll be in the England team. He's technically good. He's confident on the ball. Lovely left-footed pass. But anyway, that is past tense. There's a few more kids coming through the academy. Obviously, Skelly, he's more than coming through the academy. But the reason why I've mentioned him first, not getting so many minutes. Calafore seems to be the number one left back. And Hancape is yet to play, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing left back whenever the fuck he's fit and able to play. But they ain't moving Saliba or Gabriel at the centre of Arsenal's defence. So, yeah, the future ain't looking great for Skelly. Does Arteta admit he was wrong? Move him into central midfield, etc. That's what I would personally do. I believe there was actually probably no need for old Christian Norgard coming in the summer. Anwari, he needs a few more minutes. But now more than ever, he needs to impress. A few of the times he's come on this season, especially early in the games, 30, 40 minutes gone when Odegaard's gone off injured. I think he's replaced Odegaard twice this season. He hasn't played too well. I know it's a lot to, like, on a kid's shoulders, especially if Arsenal ain't playing that great or we're struggling in the game. But it's a dog eat dog world, and this is what Anwari has to deal with. Max Dowman, well, apart from in 15, I think it's just a say no more situation. He's scoring for England on the 19s. You've got people coming out at Real Madrid saying, like, Arsenal, you don't have to worry about your winger Bakarai Saka. It's all about this Max Dowman. Max Dowman is truly world class. Sammy B, what's going on, girl? How are you? Nice one last night. I actually forgot to actually say nice. You had my back fucking nicely, but obviously reading some of the comments and the piss coming out of people's mouths, you know what I mean? It kind of slipped my mind. So number one, shouts out to you, Sammy B. Respect. Daniel Heed, how do you feel about the Odegaard injury? The number of injuries in the squad is concerning. It is, but surely it will even itself up. Yes, Lee Akers. Yes, this is what we need. Some real ones. Lee, where was you the last day or two? But shouts out to Sammy B. The Odegaard injury, bros, I feel, even though you don't want anyone injured, I feel we can manage it. And while he plays number 10, he really needs his opportunity. He needs his time to shine. Because if he was at Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Villa, he'd be playing every game and shining. Look at people like Morgan Rogers. I have to ask myself, is people like Morgan Rogers a better footballer than Athan and Wari? But onto a couple of things. I'm liking been all over there, Gaff, bros. Loads going on. Absolutely same as Lee Akers. Absolutely same as. But Lee, I want to tell you about a couple of players coming through our academy that I've got my eye on. Bros, I'm liking the look of this Marley Salmon. He's only 16, central defender, but like Aiden Haven, he's big and imposing. Berta has said he won't let them dumb mistakes by Arteta happen ever again. New contracts will be given to people like, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, Bakarai Saka, Timber, etc. To add a little bit liaicas with the Trossard wage rise and the David Area wage rise, I never think, is it just that, is that why it's good riddance to this Edu load of shit? Let me tell you a couple of things about Edu. Edu apparently now, it's coming out, he was the one that kind of said, "Oh, we don't need to extend your contract. If you're doing well, Raya, we'll just give you a wage rise. Trossard in 2 years, you know what I mean? If you're still here, still happy, we'll give you a wage rise." And it looked like these were deals out of Berta's control, basically. Um, and it was written into their contracts. I find it weird, especially with David Ray. We should have just extended his contract by a couple of years. Do you know what I mean? Trossard, I couldn't give a flying fuck about. But again, we are whipping out the wages like good uns. Do you know what I mean? Gabriel Jesus, Lee Akers, if you're there, do you think he'll be fit enough for Brighton in the Caravan Cup? My team for the Caravan Cup, I'd like to see Kepper in goal, Ben White at right back, Skelly at left back. I'd like to see Mascara and this Marley Salmon at centre back, Norgard and Mourinho in the centre mid. In the number 10 attacking midfield, Anwari on the right, Dowman, left Martinelli, and up front, one of either, whoever's fit, Havertz or Jesus. I'm not so sure, bros, because no one will give us shouts out to you, Lee. Um, I'm not so sure. We have to hope someone like Everton are desperate, and obviously they don't want to go into battle with Palmeiras and I don't know Real Betis, Villarreal, Napoli, whoever is going to offer him deals at the end of the season. Obviously, he's in the last year of his contract. It was a shame he was injured in the summer because obviously I'm sure that was the plan at the back end of last season to get rid of Jesus for any money, even a blowjob. And yeah, it is 265 grand a week wages off the bill. Lee, not just to big my own head up, but mate, you got to love my consistency, whether we agree all the time or not. Mate, have you looked at the state of X today and Instagram or whatever these social wanker medias, TikTok? Even though I like Bertie, yeah, he's a great geezer. Didn't Berta do well in the summer? He made Fabio Vieira and Lokonga travel with us to training meetings and everything to protect their value. Are you taking the piss? Lokonga's gone for zero. Vieira, I've never heard of him again, so we won't even get 10 million for that cunt. So yeah, if Berta wants to impress me, I think that's the only thing we need to do. Well, yeah. And the Caravan Cup would be a good place to fucking, do you know what I mean? Start showing us that you're worth fucking a squad place until the end of the season. I'm hearing he is very close to a return, and I would be playing him in competitions like the Caravan Cup. Do you know what I mean? At 28, think he'll go back to Brazil? Obviously, again, it depends. I don't know how patriotic or blah 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 or how money motivated he is. I know he's had 4 years at Arsenal and 265 grand a week. You know what I mean? And I doubt Man City shortchanged him either. But sorry, I don't think I actually answered this, Daniel. He again, we've got Eze, who for me, whether I'm harsh, critical, whatever you want to call me, I don't think he's done that much for Arsenal. He hasn't overly impressed me. He had a great end to the season of Palace, FA Cup, all of that. He had a great start to the season of Palace, you know what I mean? Disallowed goals at Chelsea, but I don't know. It's a small fish in a very big pond, and I hope he, you know what I mean, swims and doesn't sink. But basically, I'm not saying it's a blessing in disguise, but yeah, with Odegaard out, hopefully, you know what I mean, it will keep him fitter for the rest of the season or going forward whenever he's back. I hear he could miss anything between 6 and 8 games. Like he's out till at least mid-November. So I'd like to see Eze in the 10. On the left is the interesting thing. Would you put Anwari? I'm not so sure. He seems to love Trossard. I'm hearing crazy, crazy rumours that he could put Maduki, if fit enough, back on the left, Sato on the right. I'm going to kick this dog. Eze in the middle, but Trossard as a false nine. Now, this is only if Gorkraz's form doesn't improve. Evening, Vicky. Bert Montgomery needs to do better with sales. Exactly. All of them people on X, I just mentioned that to Lee Akers a minute ago, it was making me sick. Look how he treated Lokonga and Vieira to protect their value. We got 0 and 0 for both of them. Jakob Kiewor, bro, we spent 21 million quid on him. We've been given, at this moment, 3 or 4 million euros. What's that, 2 million quid? With the promise of 17 million at the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? Rumour is, though, they will activate that 17 million. Nelson is English. You're going to get money for him. So, yeah, that bit does worry me. But again, these ain't his players, and I'd rather judge him on people he brings in. But under his watch so far, or Mascari, you could get as much money as you like. Eze, 27, you're struggling to get your money back. And I'll be honest with you, Gorkraz, if he doesn't put up his feet, you know what I mean? In 2-3 years, he'll be 30. As much as I agree, Lee, like, you know, we was at home to City. We shouldn't be afraid of them. They got done by Brighton. They got done by Tottenham or whatever. They were there for the taking. We had to score a goal in the last 10 seconds, you know what I mean? A sublime Martinelli finish. So I know that is a bit critical, but yeah, he's got to come and be the main man like he was at Palace. Maduki, as much as I like him and think like he's actually surprised me with his quality, mate, he's got 0 goals, 0 assists. So I don't care how many stepovers you do and how busy you look. Like that's like going in, you're a chef, yeah, and every time an area manager or the fucking front of house walks in the kitchen, you pick up a towel and start wiping something to make yourself look busy. Do you know what I mean? Maduki is making himself look busy. Arteta cost us that day, not starting Eze. Well, this is a very Arteta thing. Like Trossard, massively back in favour. Like giving him a wage rise was one thing, but now he's the go-to guy on the left wing. I'm hearing as well, if Gorkras doesn't pull up his socks, he could be playing as a false nine soon. Do you know what I mean? Surely not. Havertz and Jesus will be back soon. Whether they get any game time or not will be a totally different situation. But shouts out to all the real ones. Shouts out to Daniel He, Sammy B, Vicky, Lee Akers, Craig, and Arteta did cost us that day. Well, these are things that Arteta does, bruv. And could these be the things that will cost us the league title again this season? You know what I mean? Everyone's raving about Mourinho. Again, I don't want to be critical, but fuck me. Them little wonder moments for Spain over the last couple of internationals, I ain't seen it for Arsenal. Craigie, I couldn't agree more. Because when you look at it, do you know what I mean? We were finishing just behind City, just behind City. Liverpool realised how to kick the fuck out of City. Now we're finishing just behind Liverpool. It was almost like Man City were teasing us. Like even in that January, that wonderful January when we signed Kiewor, Trossard, Jorginho, we're like 9, 10, 11 points clear at the top of the title, at the top of the league. I announced on YouTube that day we would not win the league, you know what I mean? I found them all strange signings at that time. Jorginho's gone, Kiwor's gone, you know what I mean? Alright, Trossard's still knocking around, but fuck me. How necessary is he? But shouts out to all my real ones. And again, the only difference is because it's still the same old Arteta. This squad is so beefy. Odegaard is out till mid-November. If this was last season, we'd all be having a heart attack. But we've got Eze, we've got Anwari. Do you know what I mean? Even Havertz, when he's back, can play as a number 10. Because he certainly ain't a striker or a central fucking midfielder. But yes, in the League Cup, I would like to see downward on the right, Jesus or Havertz up front, and Wari as a 10. Give Skelly some minutes at left back. But I want to see this Marley Salmon play. Another youth player, I think we got him from Derby County in the summer. His name is, where is he? Damien Augustine. Now, he scored for Holland on the 19s the other night. Decent goal as well. But again, we stole him from Derby. Central midfielder. He's already scoring goals at international level. Will there be a pathway into this Arsenal team? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah, 18-year-old. We nicked him from Derby. Scores for England under 19s. Is the future bright? Is the future fucking Arsenal for some of these kids? Shouts out to my real ones though today. Do be liking, do be subscribing. Shouts out to the Athers. Shouts out to Lee. But anyway, on to some football news, guys. Aston Villa would accept 35 million for Ollie Watkins. There is rumours Arsenal and Man United at that price could be interested. Everton are planning a move for Gabriel Jesus. Palmeiras want to offer him a contract, as they will be able to, as he's in the last 6 months of his deal. Would Jesus want to stay in the Premier League for decent wages? Odegaard to miss up to 8 games. Juventus would find it difficult to turn down £85 million for Kenan Yildiz from either Arsenal or Chelsea. Trossard could be used as a false nine. 18-year-old Damien Augustine scores for Holland on the 19s the other night. He's a central midfielder. Marley Salmon, 16, is playing for the under-21s this season and impressing. Christian Mascara says Dauman is already world class and can be as good as Lamine Yamal. Gilberto Mora, remember this name, Mexico, playing for the under-19s. I see him the other night. He is kind of classy. Gilberto Mora, 16, linked with Barca, Real Madrid, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea. So the usual suspects, just apparently we're interested as well. Hincape, Havertz, Jesus, Maduki, all back soon. Odegaard, obviously, a little bit more longer term. Semieno. Sorry, the Bournemouth winner, Semieno. Anyone fancy him? Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U, and Arsenal have all been linked now. Allegedly, Liverpool are set to continue spending and would pay up to £70 million in January for him. Now, allegedly, he has got a release clause. People are saying it's anything between 70 and £100 million. I don't think Bournemouth have put him on a 70 or £100 million release clause. Maybe Eze money? Like 67 and a half? I'd say about 65. But yes, he has got a release clause that kicks in from January and the summer of 2026. Moses Caicedo, the Chelsea superstar midfielder, has changed agents. Now, I can bet you my bottom dollar, I know why. He signed a 9-year deal at Chelsea, allegedly on very humble wages. He's probably looking at Gabriel Jesus, 265 grand a week. Havertz, 350 grand a week, thinking, fuck off. Apparently he earns 80, 90 grand a week at Chelsea. Now, I'm not going to say his kids are going to starve or his wife's going to go without fucking a hairdryer or anything this week. But compared to other superstar midfielders, and it depends how highly you rate him, I think he's the best box-to-box fucking defensive midfielder in the world. Do you know what I mean? Madrid. Endrick can leave on loan this January. And I tell you what, if fucking Gorkres is not scoring goals, I would seriously consider this. Give him a little chance on loan. Guys, Canate, Liverpool, Mark Gahey, linked with Liverpool, Upamecano, linked with Liverpool. 3 class central defenders, all running out of contract this summer. I can't believe we're not seriously in for Mark Gahey. Even though he ain't the most natural left back and he is a centre back, obviously. We know what Arteta's like. He could play left back or centre back. I think it's such an Arsenal signing. He's a Londoner and he's fucking class. But Upamecano, I've liked him for years anyway. I wouldn't say no to Upamecano. And Kanate from Liverpool, I don't know. But I still wouldn't say no to him. Do you know what I mean? To make our very impressive defence even more impressive. Guys, it is pretty quiet in here. I'll give it a few minutes. If it stays like this, I'm going to get out of it. I might do a wee quick TikTok live, as you do. I've been threatening to get back on this TikTok thing for a little while, so yeah, I think it is time for a TikTok live. Guys, do be liking, do be subscribing. What is the score, my real ones? Who is with me? We'll give this another 5-10 minutes and then get the heck out of here. But shouts out to Craig, Vicky, Leokers, Daniel here, anyone that's been in the stream. All the troublemakers. Interesting. They've all left at once. Moving on to Arsenal versus Brighton, the 27th of this month. I'm already looking into our beefy squad and ways of not overexerting some of our players. So my team versus Brighton would be Kepa in goal, Ben White at right back, Skelly left back. I'd have Mascara at centre back, along with this Marley Salmon, 16 or not 16, I don't give a fuck. Norgard and Mourinho in the centre of mid, and Wari would be playing the number 10 role, Dalman on the right, Martinelli on the left, Gabriel Jesus or Havertz up front. I'd still put that little Jack Porter on the bench, maybe give him a run out. The goalkeeper, Havertz, Trossard also on the bench, Augustine. Who else? Who else? Is there any other kids down there or any players? Obviously, currently not getting that many minutes. But yes, I'd use this for the injured players coming back. The people like Havertz, Jesus, but Dalman and Wari, Skelly, Salmon, and perhaps even this central midfielder who scored for Holland the other night, Damien Augustine. He's highly rated. We nicked him from Derby in the summer, and he's 18. I'd like to see him given a little try. So hopefully the future is bright. Berta will not allow these people to go though, like Aiden Haven, which was massively disappointing. Chido, Obi Martins, both being robbed of us by Man United. Like that's how you knew Arteta didn't give a fuck. But Edu was also a waste man. And a proper waste man at that. But guys, do be liking and do be subscribing. If we is new, what's the score, real ones? What is the score? Who is with me? Craig says Arteta is the reason why Arsenal haven't won 2 Premier Leagues. And yes, and it could be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, I can't see the club sacking him. But who knows? Maybe with Berta. Obviously, he knows, you know what I mean? He's worked with Simeone, a no nonsense coach. Don't know if he won the Champions League, but he definitely won the Spanish League. And he's given fucking Barca and Real Madrid a run for their money a few times. Have Atletico Madrid won the Champions League, actually? I don't think so. But in saying that, Simeone, he's more likely to win the Champions League than Arteta is, in my opinion. Obviously, he's Italian, Berta. Will he be keeping an eye on former Arsenal players like Vieira? He's in Italy. He's at Genoa. But maybe more notably, Cesc Fabregas. Definitely punching above his weight at Como in Italy. But again, we're top of the league. It's obviously premature to be talking about new managers. What I'm basically saying is that, in a nutshell, I don't think silly failure can be sort of allowed anymore. You know what I mean? Everything was too nice in the Arteta Edu fucking situation for way too long. And on hindsight, thank fuck Edu's gone because yeah, we can't sell anyone. Berta's obviously going to try and get money back for some of the people that we've bought in. What? Wouldn't have rice. Right, He plays central midfield in like that Moses Caicedo position. So yeah, Declan's one of them players. He's never going to be a Cristiano Ronaldo and like win you the league title. But if you want a player ever reliable, always will get 7 or 8 out of 10. Declan Rice is your go-to guy, ever so reliable. England in the World Cup next summer. About to be lit. Is that right? They'll do the usual sort of thing, you know what I mean? All the hype in the world, get to the quarterfinal, semi-final, get slapped up by your average Italy that struggles against fucking, I don't know, Liechtenstein to qualify. Do you know what I mean? And this is the World Cup, Argentina. Don't think England will do too well against them. Spain, don't think so. Holland, that's a squad that's actually developing quite nicely. Not sure about Ronald Koeman as a manager, but the defense is fucking good. Dumfries, Timber, Van Dijk, the Tottenham geezer, Van fucking fuck heck, whatever his name is. Who else have they got? So yeah, Holland. If they had a dangerous striker, if that little Justin Kluivert could step up to the plate, that Vagos is about 70 and he's shit. The pie is past it. But I doubt England will win the World Cup. With Tuchel though, it will be different with Southgate. Southgate was obviously just a fucking waste man of a manager. Tuchel has got minerals, but we shall see. We shall see. What will be the decider with Tuchel is like the situation with, say, Jude Bellingham. Now, I'm not saying Jude Bellingham is the greatest player in the world, but should he be in the England 26-man squad? Fuck yes. And he's actually not even picked Bellingham, and people like Carlton Cole ain't fit. Has he made any other mistakes? I don't know. Obviously, Skelly played last night at left back. I love that. And minutes for him, but yeah. He needs to get a settled 11. Who is going to be England's left back? I'm surprised he maybe didn't even try Mark Gahey there. He tried Spence there. Is Spence really going to go to the World Cup over Trent Alexander-Arnold? Come on, man. Trent Alexander-Arnold, if you go and look at his stats for Liverpool, I'm sure he's assisted over 50 fucking goals and probably scored, I don't know, 25, 30. Nah, not really. See, Declan Rice, God bless his cotton socks, isn't like a Cesc Fabregas. He isn't blessed with natural ability and skill and like whoever I was saying to last night, you know what I mean? When he scored 2 free kicks against Real Madrid last season, that was the first time he ever scored a free kick in his career. He's not a goal scorer. He isn't there to create the goals. Declan Rice is a governor in the midfield. Do you know what I mean? Yes, Huey! Offend the moment! How you doing, my brother? How are you doing? Now, bro, Berta. I'm already hearing rumours. I'm loving him more and more every day. He will not let Chido Obi Martins and Aiden Haven mistakes happen again. He wants new deals for Marley Salmon. He wants Max Dowman to be given minutes and in place. And who is the other guy? Yeah, man. I'm always good, man. I don't give a fuck about dickheads in the chat, bros. You know me. It's all light work. You know what I mean? They'll get bored before me, my brother. They'll get bored before me. Seriously. It takes a lot to phase me. But Yui, while you are here, Caicedo has changed agents. He's pissed off. He wants Declan Rice wages. He wants Gabriel Jesus wages, mate. He sacked his agent, and that 9-year deal isn't so rosy now. Do you know what I mean? At Chelsea, I'm not saying he wants to leave and blah blah blah, but Chelsea best sort something out for Caicedo because yeah, if he starts saying he wants to leave, Chelsea can play hardball and say you got like 7.5 years on your contract. Semieno, the Bournemouth winger. Now, Yui, I know you like this guy. It's more likely a 2026 scenario. I can't see Bournemouth wanting to lose a never player, especially in January. But Liverpool, Moneybags Liverpool, allegedly are set to bid for him in January. Now I'm hearing they'll go up to 70 and 80 million pounds. Surely not. Hincape, Havertz, Jesus, Maduki, all close to first team fitness. Yui, I've got my Caravan Cup starting 11, bros. I think you will like it here as well. Gilberto Mora, remember this name, Yui? Mexican, 16. Arsenal, Chelsea, Barca, Madrid, all interested. Christian Mascara says Max Dowman is on Lamine Yamal's level. Marley Salmon, 16 years old, has been playing consistently for Arsenal under 21s this season. 18-year-old Arsenal midfielder Damien Augustine scores for the Holland under 19s last night. Trossard could be used as a false nine. Juve will find it hard to turn down 85 million for Yildiz. Everton want Jesus, and Villa have offered Arsenal and Man United the chance to sign Ollie Watkins. This is the problem. Man City, even though they spend a lot of money, they'll whack out 50s, 60s, 70s on loads of players. I'm surprised I ain't seen them spend 100, 115 on your Moses Acedos, etc. I'm dying to sneeze. I can just feel the itchiness in my nose. I don't know. This is why I just think Pep's going to leave, because after Rodri, what does he do? He's tried with Calvin Phillips. He's tried with that Gonzalez from Portugal. He's tried a couple of others. He's wasted a lot of money trying to find someone as good as Rodri. You know what I mean? Which obviously, Rice and Saka. Nah, just totally different footballers, but I'll get back to that. But Cicero, Rodri replacement. Interesting. Man City could do with something like that. But yeah, Cicero, did we make a mistake? How's man like TT? He's good, bruv. He'll be back in the building tomorrow. He'll be back in the building. Thanks for asking, brother. How's you and your family? I know your son's been out there terrorizing people again. Remember to be sending me the videos and the exclusives. UE, my team versus Brighton in the League Cup. Kepper in goal. Ben White at right back. Skelly at left back. Mascara at centre back. And Marley Salmon. Norgard and Mourinho central midfield. And Warriors are number 10. Dalman on the right, Martinelli up front, and Jesus or Havertz as a central striker. What do you think of that? Yeah, they certainly do. And Man City secretly, yeah, even though they can't afford to lose all Rodri, all that talk of Real Madrid, Rodri, £100 million bid in January, they'll just snap his hand off. I don't think Rodri has come back quite the same Rodri. But yeah, they could have went for a Declan Rice. They could have went for a Moses Acedo, but they didn't, man. So this is why I wonder what's going on with Man City. As I said, they've spent a lot of money, bros, on defenders, on all sorts. And as I said, that Rodri, Declan Rice, Cicero, they're a they're a fucking mineral you need. Any team that wants to win a league. I'm surprised Liverpool as well, for all the money they've spent. How they could do with a Cicero, a Rice, a Rodri type. Because there's not many knocking around, bros. Do you know what I mean? And I promise you, yeah, whether you love or hate fucking Chelsea, take Cicero out of that Chelsea team right now, they're fucking shit. They are shit. Forget the goalkeeper, Sanchez, forget Cole Palmer being injured, bro. Cicedo's different. Every time I watch Chelsea, seriously, he's like a pit bull on heat. And it makes me want to aim at Declan Rice, 105 mil, do you know what I mean? Always kind of knew, you know what I mean? As I said, when signing them, Declan Rice doesn't offer you a lot. He ain't going to score 10 goals and get 10 assists a season. Neither is Caicedo. But what they do offer you is man management, how to control the midfield. When we had, even though I like Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka, in the 90th minute, you know what I mean? When teams are trying to fucking get an equaliser or whatever against us, these men are sliding in going mad, or Thomas Partey would look like he had no legs, or Granit Xhaka would be kicking someone into the fucking crowd. He's saying that to trigger me, Arby. Bro, he's younger than Declan Rice. I swear to God, what is he? 22, 23? 23 max, bros. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so sorry to say he's better than Declan Rice. So, yeah. He ain't leaving Chelsea. He signed a 9-year deal. Yeah. What was that, a year and a half ago? But his passport ain't red or blue. So, you know. What do you mean his passport ain't red or blue? I get that. Bro, this is Chelsea. Mate, Chelsea make more money than Arsenal on one player from the academy. Let's look at their left back. Was it Ian Mattison? Aston Villa paid £40 million cash money in the summer for him. Bro, we didn't get £40 million for everyone we got at the club. Keywar, Nelson, Lokonga. We didn't even get close to £40 million. Bro, we made about £8 million this summer. 5 million from Tavares and the rest in loan fees. You're lying. It was Ozil's birthday today. In Premier League football, it doesn't matter, bros. Players like Caicedo, again, are one-offs. Yeah? He is better than Rodri. Like, if Rodri's won the Ballon d'Or, you can say Caicedo's going to win it. And if he doesn't, it's because he's black. Bros, Caicedo is the shit. Shouts out to Mesut Ozil. What a player. And how about him as a modern day player? Or not a modern day. Blah, 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 blah. Scrap that, Danny. Imagine having an Ozil today in that Arsenal team. I'd be so much more comfy than having Odegaard. Ozil, and as we are looking better and we are top of the league, this is what he thrives on. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't want to be working back at left back and right back and doing inverted this and inverted that. Just give him the ball and let him be free. Like a free spirit. Shouts out to Mesut Ozil, Brap, real one. Wagwan, DJ DQ, Wagwan, Wagwan. I hear Tottenham want Semieno. What a player. Ozil would murk it in this team. He certainly would, bros. He's better than Odegaard all day long. And Odegaard, with all his little niggling little injuries, you know what I mean? Ozil's Turkish, stronger than that already. You reckon 125 for Caicedo? I reckon he's worth whatever the football club want to spend. We know Barcelona, Real Madrid would love him. They ain't got that money. Man City, would they put that out on one player? Who knows? Maybe if they got a sensible offer for Rodri, you never know. But why would Chelsea let him go? Bro, they put him on a 9-year deal. Caicedo's thinking, fuck. He can't act up, he can't make noise. He's got 7, 8 years left on his deal. Do you know what I mean? With the option of a further year to make it 10. testimonial status. So if Liverpool or PSG or Bayern Munich ever ramped and said we want Sasego, they're talking 150. And they're within their right, because they'll still only be making 35 million quid. Remember, Brighton are fucking hard ass business fucking motherfuckers. They drive a hard bargain. They knocked us for 50 million for Ben White, and they got 115 for fucking Sasego. Ozil would absolutely smash it in this team. But of course he is. And of course I called it. And again, what did I do? Do you remember all last season, as soon as that Ancelotti, and I'm so glad the Italian waste man, little prick, got sacked. He had one or two bad results, yeah, at Real Madrid. Uh, Real Madrid, you don't have a time to grow up the players. Adu Gulea, he's very close to being good enough for the Real Madrid first team. Personally, I'll let him have it alone in the January. And he tried to get rid of the Turkish international. But this is where Arteta, Edu, and the whole crew make me sick. Because if there was ever a time to get him 30, 40, 50 million pound, still doubling up Real Madrid's money, as they only paid 17.5 mil. That was the time. Now I'm hearing stupid talk, you know what I mean? Like Arsenal are on Real Madrid's level, one Galactico a season, Kroenke will back Arteta, even if it is 100 million for Galea or Yildiz. As much as I'm delighted, we could have got these guys when I noticed their talents years ago. But no, we wanted Trossard and other motherfuckers. But yeah, bro, at 19 years old, to be a regular, to be the first name on the Real Madrid team sheet is, yeah, something I did call. I did say there's better days around the corner for Turkey. And as for the national team, like Yasin Ozkan, believe me, I can't believe Emre didn't actually loan him out. He should have had faith for the fucking Turkish young G. Do you know what I mean? Bro, this is the Declan Rice Sasado thing. It depends what you need more. So without fucking making it a 20-minute answer, at this particular moment, and as you know me, I'm always true to my word, I've always said in the 5.5 years and the 100 million, or sorry, the £1 billion Arteta has spent, I can't believe the neglect at left back and left wing. We haven't got a natural left back. Skelly is not a left back. Calafiore is not a left back. Henkape is not a left back. I know enough about Henkape already. He's a hard tackling central defender. Um, Left wing. Martinelli's pissed me off for years. Maduki is not a left winger. Saka never plays on the left. And then that leaves Trossard. Trossard is very underwhelming. And even though Arda Güler could come in and play on the left, it would almost undo everything he's done in that brilliant education under Alonso and Real Madrid. I'm not saying I'd play him as central midfielder, but when I've seen him recently, I've always thought Arda was best on the right wing. Like when I've seen him for Turkey. Or under Ancelotti, the fucking waste man at Real Madrid last season. But yeah, I think this guy could be a real threat to Odegaard as a 10. And I'd love to bring him in. But because we've got Eze 27, Odegaard 26, Havertz whatever 26, 27, and Wari, I don't think we need a number 10. So at this moment, man, it's so hard to say. You know, Arda Güler is my very own child. But if you said, Kenan, we need you as a left winger, if Gorkarez ramps, we'll put you up front, but you're going to be a left winger, our number one left winger. Make it your own. I think at this moment I have to take Kenan. Easy. Where is it? Sorry, wrong one. Kenan. It's not even close, bros. It's Kenan all day long. As I told you, Kenan for me has done more in his career at 21 years old than Senieno has at 26. I'll be honest with you. Senieno was 25 and I never even heard of him. That is always, and as I said, I'm always real, whether you love me or hate me. I said the same about Gorkrez. What the fuck? He's 27. I've never heard of the cunt. When I announced that he had played for fucking three English teams on my channel, people were like, huh? So that's not even close. That's Kenan all day long. And I'm not just saying this for any bias reason. Even though Michael Ellis has done brilliant at Bayern Munich, he's already played Premier League football. And he didn't do nothing. Eze or Wilfred Zaha didn't at Palace. And to be honest with you, when you wanted him, well, not said you wanted him, and you said, oh, should we bid for him and fuck Bayern Munich off and, I mean, take the player? I said no. And I said, because he's annoying, he's inconsistent. Again, bro, I don't think he's assisting or scoring goals like Harry Kane for Bayern Munich, or the media and social media would all hear about it. So, yeah, he's a risk for Liverpool at £100 million, bros. So I take Kenan again, bros. More heart, more technique, more vision. But that's the one that fucks me up. My heart says Arda, but at this moment, I think our left wing, we could finally fuck off Trossard. Maduki can be a Saka's bitch. A real left winger is what we need. But Olivier or Kenan, again, Kenan Yildiz. Kenan or Arda is tough. Kenan is 75.3. I think he's going to cost you more, bros. But again, it depends who bids. I don't think the Real Madrids or Barcelonas will go in for him. Again, that's more of a financial decision. Chelsea could be a problem. Man United are dickheads. Look at the Gorka situation. And again, he signed a new deal. I can't see it being so easy. But who knows? If it was cash money, who knows? They might just break and accept it. 47 minutes on the clock, guys. Do be liking, do be subscribing. The Sammy B is back in the place saying hello, Vic. Vic came in ages ago, mate. Don't know if she's still here. And shouts out to you, Yui, my fucking real one. I think it would cost you a little bit more. I reckon 80. But if you want to be realistic, more like 90. Give them like 45 up front and 45 over the next season or two. 90 mil. For someone that they paid pennies for, you know what I mean? But they're about to lose Dusan Vlahovic. That Jonathan David ain't doing too well. So yeah, I doubt Juventus would want to do it. But fuck them. This is the Premier League. We're bigger. We're better than Juventus. And if we want Kenan, we'll fucking take him. As for Arda, we can afford players from Italy, pay the money before the World Cup. Otherwise, Kenan will cost more if he does a madness. Exactly. And I can guarantee you right now, RB, brother to brother, Arsenal are going to want Arda Güler, and they are going to want Kenan Yildiz in the summer. I forgot the World Cup, innit? We'll go in after the World Cup when they've both done a madness. The Arsenal way. Just to piss me and you off. Thing is, though, what is the... Unless Kenan wants to leave, and we know he's Turkish, and London's the place for him, but he has signed a new long-term deal, bros. He's been given the money he wanted. He's been given the number 10 shirt, so I'm wondering what rocks the boat there. And as for Arda Güler, the way Real Madrid are, they'll probably sack Xabi Alonso soon. And if they sack Xabi Alonso, Arda Güler could become like, depending what sort of manager, you know, I mean, if they get a manager that trusts fucking young people or ain't fucking blind like Ancelotti, I haven't got time to grow up at the players. Like, what an idiot for even saying that. And I fully agree with you, bros, because Juventus would be asking for 100 million if he goes and scores 4, 5, or 6 goals for Turkey at the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? And the same with Real Madrid and Arda Güler. Because I'm promising you right now, bros, it's going to cost you £100 million, I reckon, to get Arda Güler from Real Madrid, and a minimum of 80. And this is before the World Cup. So yeah, the writing is on the wall. These Turkish bro cannot leave for the peace. Arda 70 million. Not a chance, bros. I would fucking bite your hand off, kidnap you, put you in the boot, drive you to fucking Spain. We'll pass Turkey on the way. Izmir. All sorts, bruvs. You know what I mean? Have Turkish tea, 1.5 sugar cubes, exactly. And then back to London Colney for training, bruvs. Arda you can't get for 70 now. Bro, let's let everyone get fit in the Real Madrid team, innit? The way I see it is Kamenenga, Tukameni, Valverde, all must start fighting for that central midfield berth where Arda is actually playing. Arda has got to play as a 10, and that fucks Bellingham. Jude Bellingham off. Who's playing on the right for Real Madrid, by the way? He's going to put Arda on the right, isn't he? Arda on the right, Vinny on the left, and Mbappe up front. Exactly, bros. And bro, believe me, you can ask UE. I knew him before Turkish people, bro. I was screaming about this kid before he made his Fenerbahce debut. Before he went Real Madrid. In fact, you could just, you can go look at streams. He hadn't signed for fucking Real Madrid. I was screaming about him. Yeah, bros. Yeah, most definitely. And it's a shame the Turkish clubs, respectively, didn't hold on that little bit longer. Like I said, that keeper at Kasampra, whatever, Yasin Ozcan, he obviously went fucking Aston Villa too early in his career. Semi, I like him, but I'd leave him to Tottenham, bro. Seriously, I reckon you could grab him in January for about 60, 70 mil. And worst way at the end of the season. Because I'd much rather Kenan Yildiz or Arda Güler. Kenan and Kel. I don't get that one. Kenan and Kel. Kenan's like my son, bros. Kenan is the man. Arda. Bros, it's more than 150. That's 75 million each. Bros, Kenan's pushing over 75 mil. And Arda Güler is going to keep Rodrigo out of the Real Madrid team. And if he plays as a 10, he's going to keep fucking England's fucking paperboy, fucking page 3 model, Jude Bellingham out the team. But yeah, DJ DQ, shouts out to you, bros. And yeah, that's semi. What the fuck is his name? Semiano. He can go Tottenham for me. He's 26. I was surprised when I actually fucking looked him up and fucking looked at his age. Because I'd only heard of him last season. Like this season, he's really hitting some levels. But at 26 years old, bruvs, that's Victor Gorkers all over again. And bruv, that's what I was just saying before you even type that. That's Victor Gorkres. Because mate, remember, I'm always real. Love or hate me, black or white. I said I didn't want Gorkres at this club. And Yui will back this up immediately. I was like, listen, he's played for 3 different English clubs, never done that in his career. At 25, found himself in Portugal, had 2 good years, 27, bang, Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? I was always suspicious of this. And I've already said he scored 100 goals in 2 years in Portugal. If he does that in 5 years in the Premier League, I'll be like, boy, okay, that's half okay. Alexander Isaac will come good, bruvs. Victor Gorkarez, who knows, innit? Isaac played in Spain and still looked good for a shitty Spanish club. Isaac played for Newcastle Premier League. Gorkarez played for fucking Sporting. With all respect to fucking Sporting. Hopefully someone else gets him. He'll do well for Spurs. Yeah, he might do, bros. But again, you know what I mean? It's all if, buts, and maybes. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see if I'm fucking proved wrong with Victor Gordon. Again, like, I just don't know. Like, popping up in the Premier League at 27. Xavi Simons. Yes, I was noted down the other day. He didn't start for Holland. I did notice Timber started centre back. Yeah, he's one of them guys, bros. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure you'd have heard me say this before. There was a time I'd have took him to Arsenal, not this summer. We weren't desperate enough this summer, but there was a time I'd have took him to Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie. He's had decent stints. He's been on loan in Holland. Was it PSV? He has looked good at RB Leipzig on occasions. He's one of them guys that can turn it on when he is ready. But yeah, Simons, I'm not so sure either. That could be a liability at Tottenham. Still can't believe the hate that Kane gets. From who? From who? I like this little England speech, and I'm not patriotic. We've done well, guys. Don't underestimate it. Conceded none. I think he's a great striker. Can't believe he played for Tottenham. Apart from him playing for Tottenham, I ain't really got a bad word to say against him, you know what I mean? And if you're patriotic and like England, you know what I mean? You're praying for a fit Harry Kane at the World Cup. Because England is shit. They ain't got no strikers. It's Ollie Watkins, I don't know. Ivan Toney next. Who from? Tottenham fans. From who? DJ DQ. And would you grab him back in a heartbeat? You know he's got a release clause, £55 million. But the thing is, time is of the essence. What is he, 32 now? That kicks in at the end of the season. Would you bring him back for 55 mil at the end of the season, bros? And I suppose now it depends how Harry Kane feels. He's obviously putting it out there that he wouldn't mind signing a new deal at Bayern Munich. He likes German football. He's enjoying himself. It's because you see bullshit goes straight over my head. You know what I mean? Even if it's an ex-Tottenham player, if someone's talking bollocks about Kane, you know what I mean? I've said it on this channel as well. Fuck Gorkarez. Do you know what I mean? If Arsenal want to win the league, you get Kane. He scores 30 goals. He scored 30 goals on a shit Tottenham team every fucking season. With all respect, bros. Imagine the fucking heights he could hit at fucking this team. We know he was a little gooner. We know he had the Freddie Lundberg fucking Mohican. Do you know what I mean? And imagine if he had done the Sol Campbell. Arsenal be winning the league title. Gorkarez ain't getting 30 league goals. I promise you. If I was Kane, I wouldn't be coming back to England for Man U. I don't know, like Tottenham. Like, I'm not saying like you can't win titles. Like, does he want to try and win titles at Bayern Munich or break Alan Shearer's fucking Premier League scoring record? But again, at 55 mil, even at 33, you're getting 100 goals out of him before he retires. He's 33 now. Arteta's philosophy isn't a one-man show like how Haaland often carries Man City. Yes, Gorkarez hasn't hit his peak at Arsenal yet, but stats don't tell the full story. And as much as I love that comment, brother, yeah, I've watched him so closely. I'm a real critical bastard. You know what I mean? I've watched him for Sweden. Like, he's even been worse for Sweden. Like watching paint dry. Even when his Isaac was sitting on the bench. Like, uh, yeah, and that's always unfortunate for Harry Kane. The thing is, bro, it depends what you want from a striker. Like, if he's going to be chasing back, playing as a number 10, running down the left and right wing, like, with all respect, he ain't doing that. He ain't running into midfield. He ain't dropping back as a central defender and blah, blah, blah. And by no means am I saying he's lazy. But again, and we can do this in a month or 8 weeks' time, or in January, halfway through the season. If you look at the clubs he scored against, who has he scored against? Leeds and Forest. Did he get 2 against Forest, 1 against Leeds, or the other way around? Has he got 3 goals for Arsenal? Yeah, I don't know. Like, it ain't mad impressive considering we're top, and apparently how great we are going forward and how great this Arteta team is playing. But yeah, the only thing where I'm being critical is I don't believe we're playing to his strength. Do you know what I mean? We're playing a bit defensive, a bit negative, and then looking for the pass that local, that that little bit too late. But let me put this to you in a different way. I know it's hard to say, but Liverpool won, Arsenal nil this season. Take Gorkras away and put Harry Kane there, bruv. I reckon we win or draw the game at minimum. Harry Kane is a world class goal scorer. Victor Gorkras ain't. You know, Arsenal had 9 different scorers, goal scorers. Yeah, no team has had more in the Premier League. It's going to be tough for teams to crack our code. We are unpredictable. Most definitely. And our defence, thankfully, is wonderful. Saliba, Gabriel. And it's a very true statement and a brilliant comment. It still doesn't stop or explain why Gorkras doesn't score goals or enough goals. But again, it's too early to judge him. But feeling as a motherfucker, if we do this in January, like the 1st of January, do you know what I mean? Would he have got enough goals? Like, you know, uh, he should be on top of the scoring charts, you know what I mean? In my opinion. And he's 27, bros. He ain't a kid, innit? Like, suddenly in 2, 3 years, he's going to be 30, like. The amount of attacking talent you have at your disposal, and Arteta just wants to be cautious. It's mad. Yes, I did notice that away at Liverpool. And then when we done the same thing, the 3 defensive midfielders, the Mourinho, um, Zubi Rice thing, I was like, fuck me. It's been cautious away to the champions, Liverpool, but at home to Man City, with all respect, that ain't exactly the same Man City. But whether you call it fucking psychological or in people's heads, do you know what I mean? I know we'll probably get a victory against Fulham and a Brentford or whatever's coming up against us. But it's when we play Liverpool, even Chelsea, possibly Man U, Man City. Do we fuck up there? And then you'll always get some cunt on a good run, a Bournemouth or an Aston Villa or an Everton, that will come and nick a draw off you. But yeah, the amount of attacking fucking options we've got, it is ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? So there's got to be no more excuses for this Arteta. Like, if he can't win a title this year, he's an absolute cunt. Would Harry Kane, when he went behind Munich, been a bad signing at Arsenal? No way. Would have won the league with them goals. That is the difference. We know our fucking defence is good. We've got Declan Rice in midfield. Do you know what I mean? But if Saka isn't playing well or ain't getting the goals, and we know Martinelli over the last couple of years has been shit, you need a 9 to come in and score goals. I'll tell you, he's playing it safe this time. You know, we smashed City 5-1, 25, no. Hammer 6, no. Bro, as much as I was bouncing around like a fucking kid on fuck at Christmas, I get it. But bro, Liverpool were there for the taking this season, yeah? Palace have done them, whoever the fuck else have done them, they've lost 3 in a row. We go to Anfield, we get defeated, bros. We literally don't make fucking Allinson fucking make a save in the whole game. It was a horrible performance. It was horrible. But a couple of weeks later, against Man City, at home now, we had a chance for redemption. We didn't come up with the goods again, for me. And that has told me a lot this season. I'm going to be real, it's told me a lot. I know we're going to be there or thereabouts. Miss out on the league by a couple of points, get to the Champions League quarter-final, semi-final. But getting to the semi-final, being in the last 4 or whatever of the Champions League doesn't make you a winner. No one remembers second, third, fourth place, you know? It's about being number fucking 1. We've done number 2, we've done number 2. At the end of last season, like the writing was on the wall. Liverpool had come in, shown us how it was done. Arnie Slot from a Farmers League. Like, this is Gorkarez settings in Holland. Do you know what I mean? Come in and just done a madness with Jurgen Klopp's team. That is the biggest embarrassment. The problem for Arnie Slot is now he has to live up to that reputation after he's fucking spent fucking millions on every bastard attacker available. But that ain't my problem. That's Liverpool's and fucking Slot's fucking problem. Attack wins games, but defense wins titles. We can see the least goals this season. Very true. And the goal difference is looking amazing. It is looking truly wonderful. But again, if you're putting your hand on your heart, you'd probably say Man City ain't the same Man City. I've got a Man City fan that's a very fucking close friend of mine. And as he says, we're just 3 points behind you. And your club loves to be a bottle job. That's a Man City fan saying that. And I couldn't agree more. Brace yourselves, we might not score more goals this season. As things stand, we consider just 3. We considered just 3 goals in 7 games. We played Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and Newcastle. And again, you are absolutely superbly correct. But this sort of proves we are settled at the back. The defence is a wonderful defence. We've got Declan Rice and Zubamendi, 2 midfielders that are not over elaborate in the attacking stakes, let's say. And as much as you are right, and I do feel this, we played Liverpool. All right, but that was still a defeat, man. Like, I'd rather Liverpool not fucking written there. Man City, like, yeah. Last couple of seconds. Man United and Newcastle, yes. I do agree. And we're conceding a very, very small amount of goals, but yeah. I don't think it will be the clean sheets or whatever that will actually decide the title. Yeah, I do believe, you know what I mean? It'll be them couple of games where a Gorkarez or a Martinelli has just come up short. No, it's true that Alex Ferguson always said, you know what I mean? Having Peter Schmeichel was fucking like having a 12-point lead at the start of the season, having a great goalkeeper and that, you know what I mean? The defence is massively important. And the defence is on point. And you got people like Rice, 105 mil. Like, he ain't Cristiano Ronaldo and scoring 40 a season and getting 40 assists. Like, I expect him to be a fucking good number 6 or 8, you know what I mean? And man managing midfield. And we've got that. Without getting too negative, with the 8 people we brought in, I love Mascara. Kepa, no, I'm not mad at. Hincape, we'll see. Oh, God. Even the Maduki and Eze thing, I think we would have been fine with one, not both, and put that money somewhere else. Let me ask you something theoretically, Jen. Odegaard is going to cost us 63 mil. Eze cost us, what, 67? 60 and 60. That's about 130 mil. Forget that. Let's do the 52 Maduki. 60, say 110. If you was Arteta and Berta at the start of the season and you had the choice between Maduki and Gorkarez or just Alexander Isaac at similar money, and this answer will show more than it meets the eye. If you get what I mean. In a nutshell, mate, we got 8 players and the squad is looking beefy. Would we have been better off with like 4 Isaac kind of signings or these 8 signings and making the squad brilliantly beefy? We scored more goals last season, but had we not conceded Villa, we would have won the title. Yes, defence cost us the title. Um, Again, bros, yes, we can say that, but if we didn't have Keir Havertz and Gabriel Jesus up there for the last couple of years, again, Harry Kane would have won us a title over them last couple of years. You can afford to fuck up against Villa if your striker scores more goals than God. And that is a premium you have to pay for. But we're throwing money around all over the gaff. Eze's, Maduki's, Zubimendi's, you know what I mean? And again, no matter how many, like we've added 8 players to that. Nelson, Kiwor leaving, we can't really say they were first team players. Like we've signed 8 people on top of last season, so I don't want to hear injuries as an excuse this year. Odegaard injured, Eze. Eze injured, and Wari injured, Havertz. That's at least 4 people that can play number 10. Left wing, Martinelli, Trossard, Maduki. Right wing, Max Dowman, Saka, and Wari. Have I mentioned that cunt Trossard yet? And this is what we hope, and this is what I hope. I don't want us to be falling short. But at the end of the season, all right, Hancape's alone, but you know what I mean? Are we going to be sitting there thinking, well, fuck me, Hancape, Norgard, and with respect, maybe even down to Maduki or Eze, take that money away and just buy us that lethal striker, you know what I mean? But answer me that question though, would you have rathered, and I ain't mad at Maduki, I like him, and I think he's a brilliant option, or even Eze at 27, mix it up any way you want. Just trade 2 Arsenal players, well, what I mean is, theoretically, would you have took Gorkarez and Maduki, or would you have just took Isaac? I know what I would have chose. Odegaard's injury is a blessing in disguise. If you look at the fixtures we got, some easier games. Should get the job done without him. Yeah, I kind of said something at the top of the stream. I think Craig asked me, "What do you think about Odegaard?" No, it was Daniel. He said, "What do I think about it?" And I said, "Well, again, because Eze hasn't hit crazy heights for me. I think Eze should be given the chance to play in his best position. Like let him acclimatise to Arsenal and the situation here and the new teammates, etc. Whatever the bollocks, you know what I mean? For me, he's best as a 10. So let him play as a 10. Give him that chance to shine. Maduki ain't going to play on the right, but yeah, I suppose left wing for him. He's going to be battling with Trossard, Martinelli, etc. But in a nutshell, bros, would you have signed Isaac or Gorkarez and Maduki? Where's another place that we badly needed something like, I don't know. Would you go for a beautiful left back like Balde, Gorkarez and Maduki? A majority would have taken them instead of Isaac because Arteta wants the attackers to score. Eze's an Arsenal fan, so I wasn't really talking about him. My question was more Maduki, who I think we can live without. We've got Saka, we've got Dalman, Anwari, all can play right wing. Left wing, we've got Trossard, Martinelli, that can play left wing. I'm not saying I'm angry at him. I'm just saying at 52 mil and the 63 and a half for Gorperez. What would you have done? I'm taking instead of Isaac because I'll tell you once he was. What do you mean he wants to use their attackers? I don't understand the last bit. You mentioned Arteta. Yeah, I would have taken them instead of Isaac because Arteta wants to use their attackers to score. I couldn't give a fuck what Arteta wants. Some clubs don't give you the choice. Look at Emery at Arsenal. I wanted Maguire. I've got the Greek dude. I wanted Fabinho. I got Terrea. I wanted Zaha. I got Pepe. It's 20 maybe goal cross is just a good game away from finding form. No, most definitely. And you know what? If I'm proven wrong, thank the God, thank Allah, and we'll be league title and league champions 2026. What I'm saying is though, without having the benefit of seeing Gorkarez play for Arsenal, without having the benefit of seeing Maduki play for Arsenal, I was more saying, in a nutshell, how necessary was the £52 million spent on Maduki, yeah, and the 63 on Gorkarez? Would you have obviously again fucked that off and got Isaac? So for me, without having the benefit of seeing Gorkarez, I would have thought, fuck, he scored 100 goals 2 years in Portugal, played for 3 different English clubs, done nothing. Plus, no other manager in world football fucking wants to touch him. Um, who else? How else do I put it? Again, it's like I don't want to say anyone's a Galactico signing. We could have said, would you have rather went for Vinny Junior? I went for this, and this, but without. Again, there was a couple of ways we could have handled the summer transfer window. We decided to sign 8 people. I'm delighted we did. There's surely no excuses or injuries or this happened. That is a big squad by any fucking team in the world's fucking standards. You know what I mean? But what I was trying to ask you, even without the names like Isaac or comparing him to Gorka, is what I'm saying is in your opinion, whether it's 4 Madukis or 4 Kepas or 4 Hincapes, would you have signed basically 4 from Harrods, like climbing up that ladder from the fucking top shelf? You have to get the ladder out. It's so high. Do you know what I mean? Would you have signed 4 top shelf players, whatever man in your opinion of top shelf is, or would you have signed kind of 8 squad players? Because none of them are regular so far. Zubamendi probably is the closest, and Gorkarez, I get it. But trust me, if Gorkarez, as you said, maybe it's just one game that he needs and everything turns around. Mate, in 2, 3 weeks, if he's still firing fucking blanks, yeah, he's gonna have fucking Gabriel Jesus and Kia Havertz, and we know he still loves Kia Havertz. You know what I mean? He's in love with Kia Havertz. He's gonna have them boys trying to take his number 9 shirt. I don't know, but what I can sense is that Gorkres has made it easier for Martinelli to shine. If you see, Martinelli has hit his peak of late. No, I think I see that totally differently. It was like his tweet. He sent out a tweet like I think the day before the Premier League season started. I wish I'd have saved it because someone else asked me. I didn't see that, but it was on Twitter. It was everywhere. Um, Basically, when you hear the name Gabriel Martinelli this season, it will be because of goals and assists. That was it. Just nice and short. When you hear the name Gabriel Martinelli this season, it will be because of goals and assists. Which made me kind of think, man, maybe Arteta had a word with him in the summer. Maybe we're flirting with selling him. There was talk Bayern Munich before the Luis Diaz situation. Bayern Munich did inquire. We were talking 900 million. They were offering more like 30. So obviously that got fucked off immediately. But I don't think I don't think Gorka has helped Martinelli. I think Martinelli knows it's last chance saloons. Like 5.5 years ago, way back then, when Emery was here, I think Martinelli was a better footballer. But fuck me, we're an hour and 22 minutes in the stream. We better not open up that can of worms. Because I think 5.5 years ago under Emery, Martinelli was a better player. Like, what the fuck happened to the geezer? But he is another one, though. Like, you can see I don't really like Gorka that much. But I love Martinelli. And I'd love him to have a brilliant season. 15 goals, 15 assists. Sign a new deal, job done. 8 squad players, yes. None of them are regular. But we need rotation. Exactly. And I do get that. But with all respect, I don't think we were so far away from winning the league. Like, what was it, a point or two or something? I don't think we were 8 players short of being good enough to win the league. Like, we don't have to agree. This is what football is about. Opinions. If I was Arteta and an incoming Berta this year, I'd have looked at last season, seen me run it close again, and yeah. And I said this again before the summer window even started. I didn't know we were going to sign 8 players, but when it started looking like that, after we had signed number 5, and then, you know what I mean, and it was continuing, I was like, I was already asking the question. So that none of the players are injured and we win multiple titles. Well, it would be nice. It would be nice, but yeah, we have to win them multiple titles now, brother. We have to win them. And I don't want to be negative on it again, but Man City have lost, what, 2, 3 games? Liverpool have lost 2, 3 games. Like, if these cunts were hitting their normal levels, we wouldn't be sitting here thinking we're smug at the top of the table. So yeah, God forbid when Hugo and Kantika does start hitting fucking proper form, because I like him. When Isaac finds his form and fitness at Liverpool, and whether it's this season or next season, if Florian Wirtz hits form this season as well, I say Arsenal are fucked. No position, 2 and 3 players are marking for Martinelli is getting so much more space. Well, Martinelli's hardly been in the team. Trossard's starting over him. How many times has Martinelli started? So yeah, I'm not being rude at all. I absolutely don't see that. Oh, hold on, let me read it all. Martinelli got space to shoot. Great. In the game versus Olympiacos, what's your take on this? In the game against Olympiacos, I think Gorka's had one shot well saved. Obviously, yeah, Martinelli done his best to let it go in. That's a nice teammate. And I can see what you're saying in that game, but this is Olympic fucking chaos. Again, without trying to sound like a fucking smart ass, Gorka should be hitting hat tricks against them, you know what I mean? Olympic chaos, this should be 5, 6, 7-0. I know Champions League is Champions League, but bollocks, bros. There's not one player from that Olympic chaos team, yeah, I would take and bring him to Arsenal in exchange. This is a fucking quality team, bros. And yeah, whether the right back was shit that night, Martinelli did have a good game. I was surprised he didn't get more minutes, and Trossard seems to be the flavour of the moment. And I do take your point. And for what it's worth, against Fulham, I'd rather Martinelli on the left, because I hear he done well for Brazil the other night, rather than Trossard. But I think Trossard also done alright for Belgium. But then again, who are they playing? Fucking Wales or something. But Jen, before I do close the stream, for me, when Jesus Havertz come back, that's when it'll be more of a problem for Gorka. As for Martinelli, I hope he does bits. I don't like Trossard. I can't see Maduki being wonderful on the left wing. He's all huff, he's all puff, but at this moment, with all his step overs and looking good, and the fans screaming about him on Twitter and Instagram, etc., it's no goals and no assists. I'll look at that in January and see how many goals and assists man like Maduki has got. Yeah, that's probably because Arteta's a cunt and whoever else was in charge. I don't know. Olympiacos should not be beating Arsenal, bros. And yes, I'm not sure what that was too, but yeah, again, Maduki with all the step overs and looking good. As I said, like I'm a chef, I work in hospitality, bros. And if an area manager or the front of house comes in and you ain't got any orders in the kitchen, you know what I mean? You pick up a dish towel and like pretend you're wiping something, you look busy, like you know what I mean? This Maduki always looks busy. And for what it's worth, yeah, he surprised me. He's kind of skillful. But at this moment, snatching last fucking gasp draws against Man City, being defeated at Liverpool, but Palace can fuck them over. Do you know what I mean? They can lose 3 in a row, but they can't lose to us. We literally didn't have a shot on goal. These are the things I'm critical about. But Jen, I hope you are with us because I will definitely, like literally the 1st of January, the latest the 2nd, or maybe December the 31st or something, I will preview the first half of the season and I'll go through every player we've got, their games, their goals, their assists, their overall contribution. He's done more step overs. Oh, he's a key weapon. Could be useful for us in big games. And without being critical again, yes, I looked at his overall stats at Chelsea last year. Forgive me if I'm slightly wrong, but I think he played 37 games overall. What I can tell you factually is he played 7 on the left wing. He got 0 goals, 0 assists. And the goals and assists he did manage to muster up last year all come from the right wing. And a couple of banging ones as well on his left foot. So Saka plays that position, and Like, Saka ain't going to be job for him. Yes, you need a squad. Will he be able to produce on the left? At Chelsea, he didn't. Maybe at Arsenal, he will. But he's definitely not a left winger. But he could be key. And players like him obviously scared of life. Imagine him coming on in the last 20 minutes and you're a fullback and you're on a booking. Man like Maduki will scare the fucking life out of you. But yeah, and that is because obviously I want a successful Arsenal just like you. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe Gorkarez literally is just adjusting. Like where Eze, he didn't even need to move fucking house. Maduki, he didn't even need to move house. But even if Gorkarez though, like he has played for three English teams. Brighton, Coventry, and some other cunt. I know it weren't Premier League, like, but you know. But definitely. And I hope things are looking merrier for Gorkarez, for Maduki, for Eze. Do you know what I mean? I was just wondering how Sanchez got got adopted. Yeah, he was a gem of a player. That's because like Declan Rice, do you know that bulldog, that English spirit that people say like, "Ugh." This geezer was passionate. He was very patriotic as well. Not saying he's English, but if you're his club, he'd run and die for you. I remember again, he was injured, and coming into the pre-season, but he was at home in Chile or wherever the fuck he's from, on the beach, yeah, running on the wet sand with weights of rocks in a bag on his back, and he said all this to be ready for Arsenal. As much as I liked Bellerin, just because he sounded like he was fucking from North London, a bit Cockney. Do you know what I mean? Even though his passport says he's Spanish, I lost all respect for him when he did mention in a novel or his YouTube fucking channel or wherever he said it. The only problem with Sanchez is he takes everything too seriously. Sanchez apparently almost beat him up after training because Bellerin was crying because he tackled him too hard. Sanchez explained to him this is why we finished second. Do you know what I mean? Because you're all bitches, man up. And yeah, Sanchez, seriously. If we had him now, again, we'd be winning the league. We would be winning the league. But shouts out to you, Jen. You are the man of the match. And people like Sanchez just doesn't come around too often. It's a shame he was greedy, went Man United, and all that bollocks about after one day he phoned his agent and said could he come back and he'd made a big mistake. Bollocks. You're a professional footballer. You know it don't work like that. You should have just made it firm to Arsenal. I want that 350 grand, what Ozil's about to get. Sanchez came in the wrong era, maybe, if he was here now. Bro, he's still playing football. He could come off the bench for Arsenal right now and do more than fucking Martinelli, Maduki, or Trossard, of all respect. In fact, about, was it 2 seasons ago under Arteta, or 2.5 years ago when we were struggling, finishing eighth, you know what I mean? He is putting it out there on his socials, you know what I mean? Don't have a club. I love you, Arsenal. I've always loved London. He would have literally come back and played for us for free. And yeah, a modern day, do you think we should hire Sonny Cazorla as an assistant? He'll do a good job. Um, Most definitely. Maybe the Spanish bit as well. Arteta being Spanish and blah blah blah. Um, Because that's one thing I'm always critical, and you can go back to even Tony Adams's or Martin Keown's. I always wonder why certain players have never worked for the club, you know what I mean? The Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira. You know, Arteta, I'm sorry to say, again, we'll open up a can of worms. But when we were looking for a manager 5.5 years ago, why it wasn't given to Henry? Vieira is his number two. Like, I've got kids, so, you know, I mean, I've got a son. And if my son was to walk into two doors here, one has got Arteta behind it, a blowjob of an Arsenal player, never won a cap for Spain in his life, and the other, and I've called my son Thierry, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but my son is called Thierry. And the other door has Thierry Henry behind it. Number one, even though my son wasn't born when Henry was doing his thing, my son would have heard of Thierry Henry. Everyone's heard of Henry. The respect levels are just crazy different. Everyone knows Vieira. And they're both doing good jobs with no budgets in Italy. At Genoa, Vieira's making Norton Coffey look like a great right back. Apparently Juventus want to sign him. Arteta thought he wasn't good enough. Cesc Fabregas is punching above his weight at Como. And never, I know he went Chelsea, but again, he begged Arsenal and Wenger to take him back when he realised it was a mistake at Barcelona. Crying on the phone, Chelsea want me, you know what I mean? I don't want to go Chelsea, I'm begging you take me back. I'll fight Ozil for my place, I'll do whatever, I'll play as a defensive midfielder. Wenger was so pissed at him for leaving that he didn't take him back. So I'm not going to judge Cesc Fabregas because some Arsenal fans won't forgive him. As he said, we obviously have to take him at face value, but he says there was only one club I'd have left Arsenal for, and that was Barcelona. But I would take Santi Cazorla, yes. Exactly, bro. And that's why, on this stream anyway, I can't ever see you asking me this question straight face. Like, can we compare? Let's say Arteta gets to 10 years, and I'm sure he will get to 10 years. What's he been there? 5.5 years? 6 years into the season? He's only got 4 more to go. We will never be able, not with a straight face anyway, you'll never be able to ask me, compare Wenger's first 10 years and Arteta's first 10 years at Arsenal. Because it could be just one FA Cup for Arteta. And we know what Wenger done. Exactly. So when you say about Santi Cazorla, and I love Santi Cazorla, what I'm saying is though, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying fuck Cazorla, but people like Fabregas should already be on our payroll. Vieira should never be allowed to have fucking played for Man City, let alone managed at Crystal Palace. These players should have been getting groomed with our under 18s and whatever and blah blah blah, like Jack Wilshere's, you know what I mean? Like, fuck Jack Wilshere, you know what I mean? What the fuck did he ever do for Arsenal? At 16, he looked like the bollocks. He had one brilliant game against Barcelona. As much as I'll always love and respect Jack Wilshere, is he fuck a Fabregas? Is he fuck a Vieira? Is he fuck an Henry? He couldn't even wank them on a bad day. So them three legends there, Fabregas, Vieira, um, should all be a part of Arsenal's fucking coaching setup already. Not people that never ever played for fucking Spain. Played for Glasgow fucking Rangers and Everton. Wilshere's three best moments. Yeah, Barcelona. Did he score a blinder against Tottenham? He scored one blinder against someone as well. But apart from that, a wasted talent. One, best game with Barcelona. Two, his goal against Norwich. It might be Norwich, his goal against Chelsea. Yeah, I knew there was one blinder. Must have been against Chelsea then. That one where it was just ticky tacky, ticky tacky, ticky tacky. Yeah, it was beautiful. But when the Fabregases and Vieiras, everyone was gone, he went Bournemouth. Exactly. Which is ever so annoying. And you know, Wenger is one of them people, he'll throw an arm around you. Like, he gave time to people like Kabui, Flamini, um, so many shit players we had. But we were still successful. Russia is overrated, maybe. If he was on for injuries, he would have been great. Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to slate his personal life, and I know he's zero about it, but apparently he always smoked, and you know what I mean? Bit of a party boy. And I'm not saying again, you know what I mean? You gotta let your hair down. Look at Jack Grealish, do you know what I mean? Some people think it's ridiculous. He was talking on the Man City team bus after winning the Champions League, pissed off his fucking face. I say he's just won a Champions League, let him do what he wants. Guys like Wilshere would have done the exact same. Right now, I think like the next game versus Fulham, we didn't win the last two games, one draw, one win. Only to get these 3 points. Well, again, we've already had the conversation against me saying I'm worried against playing the Man Cities and the Liverpools because we've already fucked up so far this season. You mentioned Aston Villa. Fulham also fucked us that season. Do you remember the 2-2? And that Paulino cunt who's at Tottenham now? We could also say if we went for that 2-2 draw against Fulham, we could have won the league. But anyway, that aside, yeah. You know what Silva's going to do? He's going to have fucking his troops ready to play Arsenal. There's one thing Silva's good at. He's trying to expose Arsenal's weaknesses, which thankfully we ain't got that many. Our defence is fucking hard work. That Ivan Elson can go fuck himself. I'll be more scared of Justin Kluivert because I think he's unpredictable, the little bastard. But again, if you want to win a league and a squad as big as this, you got to be beating Fulham. Yeah, I know. I know. Who else have they got? I swear they've got 3 Arsenal players. There's another one. Ain't there another one there? Smith Rowe, Iwobi, and they got another Arsenal fucker there. I know, tell me about it. And you're a legend, bros. I wouldn't be on this stream now if it wasn't for you. You've made me run at least 45 minutes over, which means the conversation was brilliant. So absolutely shouts out and respect to you, bros. You see, Moses Caicedo has sacked his agent. He's regretting that fucking 9-year deal he signed at Chelsea with the option for a 10th testimonial settings. Apparently he earns 80, 90 grand a week. He must sit there and look at people like Gabriel Jesus on 265 and think, fuck you. Players like Keir Havertz on 350 grand a week, and he's on 80 grand a week. I'm not saying to say those kids are going hungry, or his wife can't, you know, go to Maybelline, New York, get all done up and tied up. I'm not saying he's living a hard life. I'm not saying he's the average man. But take away Caicedo from Chelsea right now, mate, they'll be on Man United's level last year. I've watched Chelsea closely this year. Cole's been unpredictable, injured. Cole Palmer, sorry. Goalkeeper's dodgy. But that's Caicedo. He's a fucking beast. And I genuinely mean that, bros. I would have been long gone. I never like a stream to go over 1 hour. I don't know. I've always like exactly a 60-minute stream. So if I ever stay over 60 minutes, that means the conversation was so good I couldn't go. You'd think there was 100 of us here. Mate, I don't care if there's 100. or just one. It's not the attention. The football knowledge on me is sick, mate. Imagine, like, I mean, we can talk old time Arsenal, we can talk modern day, but we can do this about German football, Turkish football, Italian football, French football, Scottish fucking football. Um, I just live and bleed fucking football. I love it. Arsenal's like a cheating girlfriend, mate, and they're no good most of the time. But Jen, you are the man of the match. Shouts out to you, bro. If I'm not back tomorrow night, we shall be back very soon. I was wondering when the under 21s were going to play. In fact, I'm going to Google it later. I might have to cover a couple of our under 21 games if we stay in that fucking two Bob fucking virtual fucking John Peters tournament, whatever it's called. Anything for football, mate. Listen, anything for football. You heard me talking about that 16-year-old from Mexico, Gilberto Mora. I was up to all hours of the morning the other day watching Mexico versus Argentina just to see this 16-year-old Gilberto Mora. Seriously. That's how much I love the game. That's why not even Turkish people had heard of Arda Güler or Kenan Yildiz, but I was doing streams about them. Seriously. Go look. I put Sack Arteta. No, I can't remember what I put. It was Sack Arteta play Saliba. That was another one. That was before he made his debut for the club. I was already saying he should be sacked for that. Go look at the history 5.5 years ago. But yeah, Galer, just as he was making his debut in Turkish football, I'd already said this guy's Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona within a year. I mean, he's unbelievable. What did he do? He went Real Madrid. But brother, peace out. God bless you. Are the man of the match, and catch you tomorrow. It's been a pleasure. Respect, Jen. Peace out, bro. And yeah, we love Arsenal. And no matter if we love or hate Arteta, all we want to do is win a fucking major piece of silverware. So come on, you Gunners. Shouts out to you, brother. Respect. Peace. God bless.